Hey friends, it's Julie, and today we're going to do our What Sold video for the month of January. I have three venues versus Etsy, and I sold a few of these, I think three or four of these sets of random postcards. They're just like a surprise pack of, what do you call it, Continental Chromes. Some of them I get from the box lots and other ones that I do purchase for this or I find here and there. And anyways, so they sell. I don't make a lot of money on them though. And then we have a Hip Postcard, and I really think I should cancel this because it just doesn't really pay for it. I did originally get Hip for a backup in case something happens to eBay, but we'll see. So this one went for $8.07. This one went for $5.37. That's a Continental Chrome. Here's another Continental Chrome. I keep selling those. $5.37, and I do give Hip like a 10 or so percent discount off of eBay prices because the fees are lower. And this is actually a divided back, I believe. This one was $4.47. And now let's get into eBay. This is not all of the ones that sold, just a sampling. Here is one of these pre-printed postcards, Rock Castle Apartments, $9.97. I like these old advertising postcards. I usually pick them up whenever I can if they're a reasonable price because you never know what they're going to go for, and they're unique. Another Continental Chrome, $5.97, my standard starting price. This one has been over do the math, Julie. 4 years? Wow, over 4 years this has been listed here. I always thought this is cool. I thought this one would sell faster, but it didn't. And it went for full price after 4.5 years, $7.97. Here is a linen postcard. You can see the linen lines here, $5.97. Hospitals are always good. They are not always high priced, but they are a consistent seller. Another Continental Chrome. I believe this one was off the rack, so you can go to your postcard rack, pay less than $1, and have stock. It would be interesting model to just do like off the rack postcards where you just go to touristy areas and stuff and buy them and sell them for 5-6 times the price. Here is is this a chrome too? It might be. Yeah, I think this is a chrome. Not continental size, standard size for $5.97, a U.S. Army bomber. Another linen postcard, so we're getting a little bit different postcards this time that I picked out. This one went for $4.97. It has been listed since December of 2022, so a little less than 4 years, and it finally sold for $4.97. That used to be my standard starting price. This is a chrome, I believe it's a standard size. Now, when I zoomed in on this, I saw Purple Rain. That is the movie that was showing, so I made sure to put that in because Prince is still very popular. And I always like to try to zoom in on what's on there. So there's like Wolf's Place, and if there's like any station wagons, there's a Standard Oil right here. So anything like that, I try to name, and because somebody might be looking for that. So that went for $10, not bad for a standard chrome. I did sell a couple of these Continental Chrome Olympics, yes, probably because of the Olympics coming up, and went to the same person. So there was this one and this one, and that was for the 48. Olympic postcards are not really hot sellers because people who went to the Olympics, they collected their postcards. They most likely saved them in a shoebox or something, or an album. Because there's so many of them, I think that they're just not that valuable. And there's probably a limited amount of collectors. Another linen. That's interesting. I didn't realize I had so many linens this month. $8.97 for this one. Pyramid at Monte. I don't know what this is. This has been listed only since 2023 and went for $8.97. We have another Continental Chrome. This is an Audubon bird. I put these all at $5.97 each because I had a bunch of them. There are a lot of them that are listed for less. So I just thought, let them ride, and this one finally went for $5.97. Another Continental Chrome, $5.97 for this one. I have two of them, and so I did list two, front and back, so they can see, but they were in the same exact condition. I would not list these together in as a lot and as in quantity if they were not the same condition, but if they are in the same exact condition, I will put them as one. Art postcard. This one is a statue. I think this is also Continental Chrome. Went for $10. Some of these art ones do go for a little bit more, and this has only been listed since 2025, so just a year. Pretty recent for long tail. And we have a divided back. Some of these in the last parts I might have shared in the last one. This is another one from Montana. We have this from Montana, a sheep. Went for $6.97, if you can believe that. There is some writing down here. It is copyright 1908 in Aldrich, Montana. And I made sure to put that because Aldrich, I don't even know if that's still a town or an area anymore. So those things of the past are interesting. That's why it went for $6.97. We have another Continental Chrome art postcard. I probably sold it for $7 to $8. A rooms and suites, like chrome international ones are always good, probably around $7 or $8. And finally, we have a divided back, and this is a station and rotograph. And rotograph ones, though there are not, they bump up a regular postcard just a little bit in desirability, but they're not going to make it to be like a home run postcard sale. This one, I guess, has been listed since 2023, so 3 years it's been sitting here, and it finally went for the full price. So none of these were high sellers. They're just consistent sellers. And I didn't sell a whole lot because I probably listed less than 100 postcards the whole month. And that's something I'm trying to improve on, and listing more, getting back into that, getting the sales up a little bit more. But I am also putting a lot of my energies into my other YouTube channel, and because it is actually growing a lot better, and I'm also trying to finish my book, and I've been sick. Listing of the postcards on this is actually kind of, it gets pushed back. So yeah, it's not my priority as it used to be, but it's still, I still have like about over 8,000 postcards listed, and I'm going to keep that up. It's not something I'm going to drop because I did put a lot of work into this, but putting a little bit of work here and there in it keeps it fresh and keeps it moving. Let me know, what have you been selling? Have you had some really good sales, or what's consistent sellers for you? I'd love to hear from you and how yours is going, and I will see you next time. Have a joyful day. Goodbye.